You're listening to the Spirit Podcast.
Welcome back to the Spirit. I'm Beck, and with me is my radiant co-host, Rachel. Hey, Rach.
Greetings.
Tonight's episode is a continuation. If you feel like you're floating between worlds, if time feels like it's folding in on itself, if the truth feels too loud and the lies too quiet, you're not imagining things. Our last episode was called The Unbinding, and it shook something loose. Thank you to everyone who reached out with your stories, your tears, your questions. Tonight, we journey into what comes next. Because once the cords are cut, the real work begins. This episode is titled The Realignment, Threads of the New Weave. So grab your tea, your crystals, your journals, or just open your heart. Let's begin. Rachel, I want to start tonight by checking in with you because even between recordings, both of us have been feeling the echoes of this shift. Have you noticed any strange dreams, emotional waves, or weird time loops?
Dreams have been very interesting lately. There have been dreams about, I think, people releasing from the past, things that don't serve me anymore. People who are trying to reach out to me that I don't allow, and I still don't even engage in them in my dreams. Also, time-wise, time has been very odd. Sometimes it's just going really fast. Sometimes it's going really slow. There's been a lot of energetic highs and lows. Sometimes I have all the energy in the world and I feel like I can take on everything. And I follow the Schumann resonance, of course, and I've been matching it ever since we spoke with Aaron about journaling and keeping track of it. I haven't necessarily written it in a journal, but I feel a certain way and I open up the app and I check and I see where there's these big light spikes or where there's stitching. And then when I feel that, I will go on Aaron's TikTok and see what she says about it. And I put everything together. But there has been more fluctuations between the Schumann and in between our recordings as well. Things have felt different.
You're not alone. Some listeners wrote to say they felt like they were cracking open. Others said they finally felt seen, even though they didn't fully understand why. That's because what we're experiencing isn't logical. It's energetic realignment. And that brings us to the next chapter. After any unbinding, whether spiritual, emotional, or energetic, there's a gap, a void. And humans, we hate the void. We rush to fill it. But what if the void isn't emptiness? What if it's a clearing, a sacred silence between the old and the new? What's your relationship to the void? Do you sit in it or want to run from it?
Beck, I'm the kind of person that can go sit in a dark room, no music, no lights on, maybe a candle if I want, but I can just sit in silence with myself and recharge. It is the way I fill my cup. After hours and hours of interactions with people and different energy exchanges, going into a void is releasing and also fulfilling at the same time because I get to fill my space back up with me. That energy, I can separate that was somebody else's energy, and now I can send that back to them, and I can collect my thoughts and what my real feelings are and draw that back to myself and take that time so then I can recalibrate.
You're actually in the minority because I think many of us don't like that void. We don't like those blank spots, those quiet moments. We fill it with television and radio and electronics and other people, because we don't want to be alone with our thoughts. We don't want to be alone with our feelings.
And see, I crave it. I don't get enough of it. I'm always interacting with people. I'm always doing something. And sometimes I feel like I'm too busy. So I crave the silence and I crave the quiet and I crave the darkness. Just the absence of frequency sometimes.
It can be very healing. It's tempting to go back to what's familiar. But as the Lumina say, some will seek to rebind. This is your gentle reminder to sit in the unknown without trying to make it behave. Let's talk frequency. The Lumina gave a powerful reminder this week. You are not forcing outcomes, you are refining resonance. This means stop asking, what should I do? Start asking, what am I attuning to? What am I amplifying? What helps you get back into alignment when you feel off? What's your tuning fork?
What helps me get into alignment is doing something for myself, not for anybody else, just doing something that makes me happy. I could journal, draw something, even just cleaning my house makes me feel more tuned. It just does the energetic cleansing for me and makes me feel back on track. I can't stand a messy house, and when things are disorganized, disheveled, I don't feel right. So that is a great way for me to bring myself back.
I think a lot of us dismissed household chores as the mundane, but actually there is a meditation in that.
It's a ritual. You can make it like a ritual. When it comes down to feng shui, if your house is chaotic, you draw that chaotic energy. But if you have nice flow throughout your house, you're going to feel better and lighter.
If you're listening and wondering how to tell when you're in alignment, look at your body, look at your breath, look at your dreams. Your life starts to speak with clarity, and you stop trying to convince yourself it's okay. It simply is.
And people will see it on you too. If you ever feel if you're in alignment, people will literally come up to you and just tell you that you look like you're glowing. You have an aura, like a glow about you. You didn't even realize it. You didn't do anything different with your makeup or your skincare, but someone will just mention that. You will just have a natural glow to you.
Now we arrive at the message, the threads of the new weave. This isn't about returning to your old life with a few more crystals and mantras. This is about weaving a new life from the space you've cleared. The Lumina say you are weaving the inner and outer worlds into something coherent, aligned, and true. This is not about being perfect. It's about being honest with your soul, your path, your boundaries. And sometimes it starts small, reaching out to someone, letting go of something, wearing what actually feels like you today. What threads are you weaving right now in your life?
So right now, the theme, and I think we've figured this out clearly because in many card readings and messages that I receive in my life, it is about releasing things that no longer serve me, practices that I have been a part of, not saying that they're bad. They have done what they needed to do for me spiritually at the time, but it is not for me anymore. And it's time to reach out and to do things that are more fulfilling to what is my sole purpose. And these things have all been stepping stones and learning guides along the way. And now I've come to the point where it was hard to face it and accept that it's time to change. But I have accepted that, and I have released that thought of fear of letting go of something I've always known into more untapped waters. And now traveling into the new, the unknown, and where I'm meant to be.
That's a good weaving. This has served its purpose. I have learned my lesson. I am now moving forward.
And I used a reference to a friend of mine. When you think about it, when you're scared to go into something new, people will commonly experience what they call imposter syndrome. And I put it in a way that makes a lot of sense. If you're playing a video game, if all the gamers out there, when you play a game or any type of thing like that, as you continue down the story of it, you get XP, you get experience. And as you gain that experience, you level up and you keep going down. And once you level up, then you hit a different tier and you go from a basic adventurer, then all of a sudden you are a magic user, then you're a mage. Like, you work your way up into all these tiers. So we have to see ourselves as we're building XP in our life, and we have to keep continuing it. And you can't just stay in that level 1. We're moving up into the higher levels, and know that. So don't feel like you're an imposter, because this is what life is. We're just leveling up to the new tiers in our life.
Let's close with a channeled invocation. If you are in a safe place, place one hand over your heart and the other over your solar plexus and breathe. I call in the threads of truth. I welcome the frequency of realignment. I allow the void to hold me without fear. I choose coherence over chaos, honesty over illusion, resonance over force. I am ready to weave the life my soul remembers. I am whole. I am here. I am realigning. And so it is. Thank you for joining us for this next step on the journey. You're not alone. Whether you're in the void, the weave, or somewhere in between, your frequency matters. If this episode moves something in you, share it. Tag a friend. Light a candle. We're not just talking to you. We're talking to the thread we're all a part of. You can find us on YouTube, Spotify, Apple, and all the podcast platforms. And if you'd like to support the show, check out our links in the description. Until next time, stay open, stay weird,
and stay aligned.
To the Spirit
Podcast.
Supernatural Science
Aliens. I'm ghost.
Psychic Mystic
Spirit.
Divine Source Heaven. The Dead.
It's magic.